You don't care about my age, though?
Nope, not at all. Can I text you? Wanting to come to you.
Why did you think that was okay? You don't know. You said you're a freak.
Yes, but I said I get nervous. I can't get it up like that, basically, for me. Because of
Anxiety.
Not even just anxiety, nervousness. It's something that's been kind of plaguing me for a little while now.
What's good, homies? It's time to watch another creep get absolutely dismantled and destroyed by Chris Hansen, and today's creep honestly embarrasses himself by giving us what I think is one of the most humiliating post-catch interviews that you are ever going to see on any of Chris Hansen's shows. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you watch till the very end, as well as like this video if you want to see some more. Let's see if we can hit 4K likes on this one. But without any further ado, let's get right on into it, shall we?
Bored as hell in bed. Wish I had a jacuzzi. Is that you in the pic?
You don't care about my age, though?
Nope, not at all. Can I text you? Put you down for it. You still in the jacuzzi?
So this dude is texting with the decoy right now, and he actually saw this decoy post a picture of themselves in the jacuzzi. That's why he's talking about it. But I love that they're just openly like, hey, you don't care about my age? You know, trying to get enough proof for the law to be able to actually do something with this case. And bro's just like, yeah, I don't mind. Anyways, where are you? What are you doing? Can I come over right now? Like, this dude is getting down to business, bro. He's speed running at this point.
Also, how do you look?
You saw my pic. What do you look like?
Okay, cool. And sending you one. How old are you again? OMG, I'm 27. It's okay.
So he even asked the age again, and they give him the age, and he's like, yeah, cool. Anyways, that's not really an issue. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so I'll be at your place around 10 minutes from now. Let's get it going. So yeah, seems like this dude's already on his way. Let's see how this goes. He was wasting no damn time, that's for sure.
Deputies have Alex surrounded. Quickly complies and is placed in cuffs.
So they actually catch this guy by telling him to go to a trailer at a trailer park, and that's where they make the arrest. So this one is going to be shockingly a little bit different. We're going to see Chris Hansen in an interview room doing an interrogation on this guy at the police station. How exciting is that? Let's get right on into that part because I cannot wait.
Tell me how you got here tonight. What happened?
I was just chatting with somebody, a whisper, you know.
Chat with somebody?
Yes, sir. And from there, things proceeded after whisper.
And as soon as this guy talks, I don't know what it is, but this is just not the person I was expecting, all right? They gave him a little bit more swag in that voiceover, but the real voice on this dude is just absolutely dweeby and nerdy, and he's got his hands inside his shirt like he's all nervous. I don't know if he's cuffed up. I'm imagining he is at this point, but yeah, this is exactly the type of dude you'd expect to be caught up in one of these stings. Let's just say that.
Did you think it was appropriate to have this kind of a conversation? Which you did.
Yes, sir, I did.
You talked about her maybe being a freak.
Yes, sir.
You know that's wrong, right?
And this dude is pulling no punches. I mean, in the honesty department, I'm always bitching and moaning about all these guys who are trying to lie their way out of this and doing terribly. He doesn't really seem to be doing that, okay? He's being very forthcoming and truthful, which I guess is a good thing, but is kind of not as exciting. Let's see if that leads him into some hot water or if he's going to continue telling the truth, because usually when these guys are doing this whole honesty shtick, they tend to reach a line where they eventually decide, you know what, no, on this part, I'm going to lie about that for some reason. Like, it's usually some weird minute detail they don't want to get caught up in, but you're already being arrested for this, you know what I mean? So you might as well be honest, as I always say, and I'm glad this guy is.
How old are you, Alex?
27.
27. Why tonight, Alex?
Originally, I did. I wasn't comfortable at first, you know, when she did tell me how old she was originally.
And he's acting like at first I was a little bit hesitant. Bro, no, you weren't. We saw from those chat logs, you literally just saw all yourselves about 2 minutes ago, probably. He moved on very quickly and was like, yeah, I don't care that you're that age. Stop telling me, though. Like, let's just move on and get to the details of what I can do to you. So that's a lie right there, but maybe in his eyes, he was cautious, but it really didn't come through in the text. Let's just say that.
You know, I got myself right back in there after I said I wasn't comfortable with it and pulled myself right back in.
But you drove all the way over to meet her.
I did. Yes, sir.
And it sounds like this guy realizes how much of a compulsion this is, because he was sounding like he was trying every which way to pull himself out of doing this, and his curiosity just got the best of him, which ended up with him in this spot, which, I mean, I'm glad that he was a dumbass and decided to keep pursuing this and ended up getting caught. But it is just scary to look into this side of the minds of these types of people. These dudes really are going to have a tough time being rehabilitated when it is in their core. They are just wired to have this insanely disgusting proclivity.
And you know that's illegal, right?
Yes, sir.
Wrong on many different levels. Why'd you do it, Alex?
And dude is giving us ASMR right now, all right? He's just whispering. He is so disgusted with himself, he can't even use his entire diaphragm and vocal cords, okay? That's how you know you're down bad. But no, yeah, he does seem really remorseful. Oftentimes, that is just because they're getting caught, but maybe this guy truly needs some help, and hopefully they can try and get him some. But yeah, hopefully it's mixed with some jail time, obviously.
but I just wouldn't be nervous.
But why even show up then? It doesn't make sense, right? Have you done this before?
No, sir, I've never done this before.
So now he's being questioned on what would happen if he, actually showed up and it was what he thought it was. And he says he thinks he would be so anxious and nervous, he wouldn't go through with it. I don't know if I buy that. I feel like every one of these morons that gets caught like this says that. So yeah, it's hard to really buy that when you've heard 100 other people say the exact same thing.
Alex, there's something you need to know.
Yes, sir.
I'm Chris Hansen,
Yes, sir, I know.
and I do stories about
I watched.
And oh, spoiler alert, we got a fan, baby. He knows who Chris Hansen is, so that's another angle to this is he's probably trying to be truthful because he's seen what happens to people who weren't as truthful. I mean, you're not going to look good on the show no matter what, but at least for your own case in the whole legal system, it might help you out to cooperate with law and be very forthcoming about the truth. Now, Chris is doing his reveal, but we still got a ton of video left, so I'm guessing more happens after this reveal. Let's see what does go down.
And I try to explain it, but maybe you can help me explain it. Who are you?
He then tells me his life story.
And Chris is not joking when he says he tells him his life story. He gives him a second to kind of talk about himself and his situation and what brought him to being face-to-face with Chris in this very moment. And dude just takes this opportunity to give us truly his life story.
Used to be in pest control. Wanted to go back to school. Didn't know exactly what it was that I truly wanted to do. I wanted to go back to be, in hemo, deal with blood, dialysis patients. I left my job.
Reminds me of the scene in The Goonies, one of my favorite movies of all time, when Chunk has his hand in the blender and they're like trying to interrogate him and they're like, tell us everything about you. And he just starts at like, kindergarten, the worst day of kindergarten. And he's giving them this life story as they're just trying to get this info out of him. And that is seriously what happens to Chris here. He realizes too late that he's opened up the floodgates for this guy who is, honestly got a master's in yapping to just go on his merry way and talk his ass off. And boy, does he.
Even though I did leave my job, like I said, it's been tough to find a new job.
But again, we're talking about, and I get all that,
Yes, sir.
and I empathize with that part of this.
So yeah, he's talking about job issues. He was working in pest control. He was kind of too lazy to put in his 2 weeks, was working way too much for way too little pay, yada, yada, yada. Basically, it's just this sob story to try to explain why he was here in the first place. And as I've said a million times in these videos, there is not a single excuse that can explain you being here. So it's funny that these guys always give us a sob story, but I'm sure many of you can agree in your own personal lives, there is some tragedy pretty much every day. It's hard to be a freaking modern person in society and exist, okay? Everybody's got our issues, probably more so than they did back in the day, and nobody else is out here doing this stuff besides these creeps. So clearly, there is not a good reason for it, other than them just having this messed up brain of theirs.
I don't know what led me to the situation.
Do you know what I think? I mean, what other conclusion am I to draw from this? Right?
Yes.
And this dude is just defeated, bro. Like, Chris is walking all over him in this interview, and I gotta say, it's nice to see. I love when it goes this way. And he just makes these dudes look like the absolute chumps that they truly are.
But I'm being truthful.
Next, he explains his issues with anxiety, something I really don't need to know about.
So now we get time for the awkward part where he drops this weird bombshell on Chris that really doesn't have too much bearing on the situation, but just adds to his sad lore. I mean, this has got to be one of the most sad creeps that we have seen on this show in a long time, and that is saying something, bro.
I struggle. As men, if you know what I'm talking about.
All right.
I can't get it up like that, basically, for me.
He gets nervous, guys. He can't keep it up. He gets so nervous that he just can't do what he needs to do in order for the business to be done. Not that really anybody's jumping at the bit for that, because that's why he had to troll these chat rooms in the first place, is he's such a lonely loser. But if he was given the chance, he is just too nervous. So basically, he's already getting caught for this terrible thing, and he's telling Chris, bro, even if I wanted to, I probably would have been so scared it wouldn't even work. So I don't know if you could charge me truly if I couldn't even possibly do the thing you thought I would do. Like, no, that doesn't stop you from committing the crime. You still did, but now that's just an extra embarrassing piece of info we have on you.
Because of
Anxiety.
not even just anxiety, nervousness. And it's something that's been kind of plaguing me for a little while now.
And it's been plaguing this guy for a long time. Chris is just looking puzzled at this point. He's like, dude, I did the reveal 5 fucking minutes ago. You should be getting taken away in cuffs now, or like, I'll give you back over to the police. But why the hell are you keeping me around to tell me about this? This is giving me vibes of that one coworker that doesn't get social cues. You've clocked out. You're literally trying to inch towards the door as they're telling you some bullshit about their life or their day. And you're like, dude, stop. I'm off the clock. We are no longer friends, okay? Chris has gotten what he needs. He's done the reveal. These guys no longer need to be face to face, but instead he's giving him a master's thesis on his inability to get solid when he needs to.
and I can get it up. I had times where I've been so embarrassed I just left. I didn't even talk to them. I left it at that. You know, they say it was okay, but me myself, I was embarrassed. So
he just keeps going. He's like, yeah, I've had experiences where I was about to and I couldn't, you know, do it. So I didn't even talk to them. I just got up and left, and I literally blocked them on every social media. Like, that is the biggest L I've ever heard, bro. Everybody goes through that, and a real, you know, man or somebody with any bit of confidence is gonna be like, you know what, this happens. You can handle that like adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never really an issue, but he makes it an issue. So clearly this guy just has a million difficulties with the whole concept of dating and all this stuff. Again, that does not excuse any of this, but it might kind of explain how he found himself in these chat rooms in the first place.
yes, that's true. That's true.
That's not a defense, though, legally. Right? You understand it?
I'm not a bad person. I just made a bad decision.
Okay.
And
So in his closing statement, he says he's not a bad person, he just made a bad decision. I'm gonna let you guys make your decision on whether or not that's a true statement. Again, we're only seeing a peek into this guy's life, but it's really not the best peek here. So I thank all of you that made it to the end of this video. This dude is going to be in front of a judge. You know, they gotta give the full spiel. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, yada yada. But that's another creep caught today. And man, what a freaking embarrassing episode for this guy. Already you're getting humiliated if you're on this show, but he did a good job of doing extra humiliation on himself for no reason. Like, it was just a complete blunder on his part, and I love to see it. So if you made it to the end of this one, comment Grim Squad for life, and as always, make sure you subscribe and like so you never miss an upload of mine. Maybe hit that bell as well. I don't know. I feel a little greedy asking for all three. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.